Hey, this is Aaron.
And Blake, we're AB Data.
Thanks for walking through this Alteryx weekly challenge with us.
In this video, we're taking a look at weekly challenge number 248, holidays. So taking a look here at our prompt, looking to the new year, 2021, we want to produce a log for our staff showing workdays for the upcoming year. We have 2 employees that follow the US holiday schedule and 1 employee following the Australian holiday schedule. We have to create an Excel file showing the business days and holidays for all 3 employees, along with the number of business days in the year. So we're given the beginning and end date of the year. We don't need that. We're given holidays for US and for Australia, and we will need those. Here's a sample of our output where we have a listing of our holidays. You can see that ELF1 and ELF2 are our US workers, and ELF3 is our Australia worker, where we are celebrating Australia Day. So the first thing we want to do is we want to generate a record for each day of the year, and we're going to use our generate rows tool in order to do that. So you'll notice that our generate rows tool has a gray input. That means it's an optional input. We're not going to be using it. We are going to be creating a new field called date. It's going to be a date type of field. For our generate rows, we do need to start by initializing our expression, and we want to start with our start date. Oh, I accidentally typed 2020. I want it to be 2021, January 1st. Next up, we're going to insert our condition. So we're going to want this to go until we get to the end of 2021. So we want our date to be less than or equal to December 31st of 2021. And then our loop expression is going to be to add 1 day starting with our initialization expression. So we're going to loop through, and each time we run our loop, we're going to add 1 day. So I'm going to go to my functions list here, grab date time add. I'm going to be looking at my new field called date. My increment is going to be 1. I'm going to add 1 day. And we're going to give this a run and see how it looks. So I'll go ahead and say okay. Check everything here in my tool. Everything looks good. And now I've got my dates generated, and I have 365 records, which is a good sign because I know there's 365 days. So next up, I want to go ahead and tag each day with the day of the week. This is a real easy thing to do using our date time format function. So I'm going to create a new field called day. I'm going to use date time format to direct me to an ISO formatted field, which is just the one that we created now called date. And so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then the format, I'm just going to use the specifier for the long day of the week. So %, capital A will give me the day of the week for each one of these dates. Now, Saturdays and Sundays are not work days for most people, and they're not work days in our business that we'll be dealing with here. So I'm going to go ahead and filter out where our day is Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to use a custom filter for this. So I'm going to say day, not in, and then I'm going to create a comma concatenated list that will allow me to exclude where day equals Saturday or Sunday. I could also say day does not equal Saturday or and day does not equal Sunday, but I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to use an in clause here because it's a little bit easier. Next up, I'm going to grab a select tool and just use a select tool to standardize my date here, or my name of my date field, so that they'll stack nicely for me. So I'm going to call this holiday date, and this is just so that downstream things are a little bit easier on me because I'm going to do a left outer join coming out of my joins here in a minute that we'll see. So at this point, we're doing pretty good. We have all of our days tagged. We have our holiday date, which is really just the date of the year. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join this against my US holidays list to start. So I'm going to join holiday date to holiday date. And I'm going to deselect my holiday date from the left. I don't need it. I'll clear my rename for the one from the right. And so what I'll get out of the join is I'll get any of my holidays that come Monday through Friday. And so those will all be tagged, but I don't want to lose all the other work days for the rest of the year. I do want to bring those through. I also don't need the region, so I'll go ahead and deselect the region. All right, so next step here, we are going to take these records and we're going to stack them on top of each other using a union. But before we can do that, we want to duplicate our ELF1 schedule. So we're just going to create a new field called ELF2, which is going to be the same as ELF1, just so that we can match the format that we were given here. So no big deal, just something that we're doing in order to match the required output. But we are going to do a left outer join here to get all of our dates that are not holidays and have them be included. So I'm going to leave my union configuration how it is for now. I see that I do get one warning that ELF1 and ELF2 are not present in all inputs. I'll just go ahead and ignore that. Hit the rerun button here. And now we have a nice US holiday calendar, which is in order, or rather a business day calendar. So we basically need to do the same thing here with Australia. So I'm just going to take my join tool and copy it and paste it down below. I'm going to take from my same select, but instead of pulling from US holidays, I'll pull from Australia holidays. I don't want to call this ELF1, this field. I'm going to call it ELF3 instead. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the run button here. Now, Christmas is falling out of my join because Christmas is falling on a Saturday in 2021, so no big deal. I'm not really worried about that. I still have to make this an outer join just to put everything in the right order here. So I'm going to go ahead and union these again, just like I did right up above, just doing an outer join. I'll go ahead and ignore this time because I know ELF3 won't show up from the left. And the last thing, well, couple last things I need to do here is now I need to join my two calendars together based on that holiday date, which I believe I'll end up renaming here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and deselect everything from the right, but then bring ELF3 through. I'll uncheck my unknown box. I won't need anything else that comes through. I don't anticipate anything else coming through. I see that this is called business day instead of holiday date. So let's go ahead and make a quick change here. We'll change the order. We'll call this business date, business day. How about? And hit the run button and take a look at what we've got. Looks pretty good. Looks like what we were aiming for. So the last thing I need to do is I'm going to just type in the name of a file here. I'll just call it output.xlsx in sheet 1. And I'll hit the run button and then realize, hey, this already exists. So let's call it something else. That's what the given answer was called, was output1.xlsx. So I went ahead and changed my name here, and it's now output1. And I've got my business day calendar. I can see that everything seems to have come through here. But that's not all I needed to do. I also wanted to answer the bonus question. So in order to count business days, we just want to count the nulls. So we'll start with ELF1, who is our representative US, and we're going to count all the nulls for ELF1, and we'll call this field US business days. And then we'll end up doing the same thing for ELF3, but instead this will be called Australia business days. So AU business days. All right, I'll hit the run button, and we'll see that in the US, we have one less business day than Australia. Make one change to my output here, option number 3, so it'll overwrite my old, and I won't get that.
Thank you for learning with us today. Good luck on your Alteryx journey.
For more information on custom training, managed service automations, and more, please visit our website at abdataconsulting.com.